Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? Robin here, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a stock review and stock analysis of Air Canada. Now Air Canada is a stock that I wanted to talk about for a long time, guys, because it is one of those stocks that have really suffered from the pandemic that's been going on with the world right now. And there's been a lot of stuff going on with the company and stuff like that, a lot of issues and things like that. And Air Canada traditionally was a really important company when it comes to flying in Canada. Like, there's nothing more Canadian than flying with Air Canada, right? So it's kind of interesting with all this stuff going on and with the big price decrease that happened initially. And Air Canada has had a bit of a recovery, and we will talk about the price analysis in just a few seconds here, guys. But I do think that Air Canada has some potential, and I just want to cover this video because I think it's really important to do some stock analysis, especially with Air Canada, because it's in such a unique spot right now, and there's so much media attention. And it's such an interesting situation. So let's dive into my Google account. Let's check out the stock analysis, and let's talk about Air Canada in more detail. Alright guys, so I'm on my Air Canada stock. We checked out the market summary of Air Canada. We have some prices here, we have some information about the stock. And I'm gonna, just before we go into the stock analysis and we talk about price and stuff like that and whether or not I'm gonna invest into the stock, I just want to talk about when it comes to investing in individual stocks. I'm always somebody who kind of prefers to pick ETFs in investing in the broader market. So this is my recommendation. And whenever it comes to doing individual stocks, I always say it's okay to kind of dabble with individual stocks, and I do it myself with my own portfolios, but I make the base of my investing in the broader market. So when I say like Air Canada is a good investment, I don't mean invest like all your money into it, because investing all your money into a single stock or a small amount of stocks is almost similar to gambling in my opinion, because nobody really knows what's going to happen. Like with a stock like Air Canada, I'm going to just say right now that I do believe that it's going to do well and it will recover, but there's always that chance that it could go to zero and you could lose all your money. So when it comes to investing with single stocks, I just want to throw out here really quick that it's important to diversify. And if you are going to invest into Air Canada, maybe you can just make it a small percentage of your portfolio. Like next time, maybe this week when you go to buy your stocks, maybe spend like 10-20% on Air Canada if you want to invest a little bit, and then invest the rest into ETFs. That's something you can do as well. So just wanted to say that really quickly, just to kind of give you my opinion on individual stocks and just kind of give you some advice on that. So let's take a peek at Air Canada here. We're here today, we're looking at it. I'm just going to zoom in here, guys, so you guys can see a little bit better. It's at $18 Canadian. Now let's look at the past couple months here. Let's go to the past 6 months. We can see an actual representation of what's been going on with Air Canada. We can see here that in about at the start of this year, it was sitting at about a high of $52 Canadian, and we can see a massive drop here as pretty much all flights across the board, for the most part, have come to a standstill. I think the only flights that are going on right now are like mandatory flights that the government is saying, like if there's anybody stranded overseas, I think they're still doing some international flights here and there, but they're only like if they necessarily have to do them. And I think they are doing like some cargo and shipment flights. I could be wrong about that, don't quote me on that. But I do think they are doing some flights here, but all basically domesticated travel and all leisure and traveling has basically been cut off, right? Because everybody's trying to contain everything, right? And you can see that the drop actually went all the way to about $12 Canadian. So that's a little bit under, I'd say, about probably $10 US. So things really dropped. And I think, honestly, when it comes to investing in Air Canada and all other stocks, if you would have put your money in at this point, probably would have been the smartest thing to do. And that's what I did with the broader market. So, but it doesn't really matter, because like in the end, like we've seen a little jump here. We can see it jumped up to about $17 Canadian. So anybody who invested at this point in time is probably doing okay. But you know what? It doesn't really matter, because if we look at things, we're only sitting at $18 Canadian today. So we still have a long ways to go up. And even if it just went up to like 20 or 25 or 30, we do pretty good. So what I would recommend that most people do is just put a little bit of money into Air Canada, or find an ETF that has Air Canada and some other, like XIC is a good one that I've invested in myself. I do believe it does have Air Canada shares in there. Maybe throw a little bit of money in there and in the broader market, and because I think the broader market is going to go up, but Air Canada on its own I think is definitely going to go up. It's just a matter of like, will we go back up to $50 or will it just go up halfway? And that's really the big question mark. Like, we don't really know. So I wouldn't invest all your money into it, but I think putting a little bit of money into Air Canada, or maybe buying some single shares here and there, might be worth it. But one thing to point out is that Air Canada actually, and you can see here, it doesn't have a dividend yield. And it doesn't have a dividend yield because Air Canada does not pay dividends. So because it doesn't pay dividends, you're relying on the growth of the stock to make all your income. So that's why I think it's a little bit more riskier than some other stocks, because it doesn't have a dividend. Now, all that said and done, stocks that don't have a dividend tend to have the biggest yield over time. So I do think investing in Air Canada would be a good bet, but just keep in mind that because you're not getting dividend yield, it's probably going to take a while over time for this stock to increase in value and for you to get some growth. So I think investing in Air Canada, I think over the long term, is probably the best bet. Like over the next couple of years, you might see some growth and you might see an increase, but just understand that it's going to take some time. And in the meantime, you're probably not going to get a dividend, and also understand that the stock could actually go down. So there's two people right now. Like if you've invested into Air Canada before the whole crash happened and you had a bunch of investments, the best thing you could do right now, if this is you, is to just keep your money in the stock and just hope that it goes up. Don't sell, just keep it in there. And over time, over the next couple of years, maybe it'll go up and you can get some value off that. But hopefully, if that is you and you kind of learn from your mistakes, and hopefully you understand how important it is to diversify. Now, if you're on the other end of the spectrum and you don't have Air Canada stock and you want to buy Air Canada stock, I think now is the perfect time to do so. I think investing a little bit over time and then maybe investing into the broader market in Canadian stocks as well as Air Canada will kind of set you up so that maybe in the meantime you can get some dividend yield, you can get some dividend income, and then in the odd event that Air Canada stock does not go up, at least some other Canadian stocks can help bring you up. So that's my overall analysis for Air Canada, and I do think that over time it's going to do pretty good because Air Canada is Canada's biggest flight, and flying is so important to Canada because we have such an international economy here. We have so many people coming in the country, so many people, going back and forth. Flying is super important for Canada, and I don't see it going away anytime soon. It's just the big question is, will flying resume? How soon will it resume? And because it could be like 4 months, it could be 6 months, it could be years. And in the meantime, like how are the airlines going to be doing? Like are they going to stay in operation, or are some of them going to go bankrupt? We don't really know. It's just really going to depend on how things go over the next little while. So that's my overall analysis of Air Canada, and I want you guys to let me know what you guys think in the comments section of this video. Are you guys buying Air Canada stock? Do you think it's going to go up? Do you think it's going to go down? What do you guys think is going to happen with Air Canada? Let me know in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button, and if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you guys can see all the future updates I do. So thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for joining me in today's video, and see you guys later. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. So before you guys head out, I just want to point out that if you guys are interested in learning about dividend investing and investing in stocks, I want you guys to check out my dividend investing case study. I'll put a link up to the corner here where you guys can click on that link, and that'll take you to the playlist where you guys can watch me build a dividend investing case study completely from scratch. So check out that series if you guys haven't already. And once again, I just want to say thank you to everybody who supports me, everybody who watches the channel. Hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys later.